Good morning, East Texas. Well, I'm coming to you to give you an update on the little winter storm that came through. We have an update as of just a few minutes ago. We are starting to see some flurries here in Tyler. We can see it on our tower camera right now. This is live outside of CBS19 studios. Look at all of those little snowflakes falling. If you guys are in Tyler, hopefully you can step outside and see those little flurries coming down. We've seen reports of that in downtown Tyler as well. Make sure that you guys are just enjoying this little snow day, and please make sure that you are bundling up. I was just outside seeing these little flurries. It is bitterly cold outside, but I think worth it to see these little flakes coming down. Now, this is nothing compared to what we were seeing out in North Texas a little bit earlier today. This is a picture that we recorded out toward Dallas. This is in North Dallas. You can see just the amount of snow down there. Now, not a ton on the roadways, however, a lot on the berms. If you are headed out to the Cotton Bowl, make sure you are driving carefully because you likely will encounter at least some slick spots, maybe a few icy patches as well. All right, so let's switch over to our radar because really it was in North Texas where we have had the most reports of snow. Everything here in East Texas has just been a few little flurries here and there and maybe some freezing rain out toward the Shreveport area. Everything you're seeing here, one of these icons, is a report of snow. So some of our more higher reports out toward Plano, almost 2 inches of snow accumulation. This was reported to the National Weather Service by an emergency management official. Up to the north, closer to the Oklahoma state line, we've received about almost 7 inches of snow came down. So a winter wonderland out to the north. Here in East Texas, again, it's just been a few little flurries. We have seen them mainly along I-30, little patchy flurries starting to pop up along I-20. That's what we're seeing here in Tyler. It is on its way to Longview, so if it continues to hold, there's a chance that you guys could see them out in Longview as well. Now, there was a little patch that was moving through that has since cleared out. Really, we are just kind of on the back end of this little layer of snow once again right there in Smith County. Moving out to the east, there is a patch of snow that is falling out toward North Texas, toward Denton, heading out to the east. I'll put it in place so that you can see where it's moving. But otherwise, it's going to be few and far between what we can expect here in East Texas. In the meantime, we are just tracking cloud cover. There may be a few very, very patchy flurries coming in, so much so that our future skycast isn't even showing up with those flurries. But just make sure that you are staying weather aware. If you do happen to see any flurries, please report them to us. And of course, if you happen to snap any pictures of snow or ice, we would love to see them. You can send them to our email, weather@cbs19.tv, or if you comment them somewhere on our Facebook page, we would love to see your reports of the cold weather. Now, I know that we were all hoping for a little bit more snow than we received. We're bummed here at CBS19, and I'm sure you guys are as well. Most of that is locked out toward Dallas. So if you guys are heading out to the west today, hopefully you can enjoy some of that cold weather. In the meantime, like I said, isolated flurries as well as a few clouds remaining with us for the rest of the day today. Now, we do still have a few alerts in place from the National Weather Service. These are going until noon, so we have about an hour and a half left on those. A winter storm warning in effect for the counties that are highlighted in pink on your screen. That doesn't include Smith County. It goes back to the Arklatex and across the state line. Now, several of our counties out to the west, as of this morning, were dropped from that winter storm warning and downgraded to a winter weather advisory. That is still in effect for all the counties through North Texas and a few of our East Texas counties here shaded in purple. Really, we are kind of on the back end of all of this, so I don't expect anything to change until they let these expire, unless they cancel them early, but otherwise just a few isolated flurries out there. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and send things over to our Ayanna Aird. She is out in Wood County, and she's going to give us an update on what the driving conditions look like out there. So Ayanna, how's it looking? Well, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties there. Hopefully we can get that fixed and hear what Ayanna has to say. But otherwise, make sure you are driving carefully on those roadways. We want to make sure that you guys are staying safe on your drive out there. Now, if you are headed out right now, temperatures are on the colder end of things. Most of us are sitting near or below freezing. If you take a look at what we're seeing on our screen, 35 right now if you're stepping outside in Tyler. Longview closer to 37 degrees, or I should say 36, 37 for areas near Henderson, slightly warmer through deep East Texas. Now for the areas that I'm seeing that are at or below freezing, that's where we do have a chance to see a few more flurries today. We need things to be cold all the way through the air column, so that means it needs to be cold at the surface as well in order for us to get that cold weather. All right, but in addition to the cold, we're also tracking a bit of a breeze out there. That means that it is going to feel a bit colder than what you're seeing on your screen or what you just saw on your screen. Most of us are feeling the 20s. 26 for your feels like in Mount Pleasant, 25 in Sulphur Springs, Crockett around 29 degrees. A few areas feeling in the 30s, but overall chilly outside. That's all I can say is we are really feeling that winter chill. Hopefully you guys can make sure you're staying bundled up and warm today. Now it is going to be blustery for the rest of the day. In the afternoon, wind is going to pick up around 20 miles per hour. That means that it is going to feel very cold for the remainder of the day. That is also going to usher in some cooler air, so be prepared for that. Now, like I said, the afternoon, when we begin to hit our high temperatures for today, that's what's going to be the beginning of the breezy conditions. So 39 is our high in Tyler. Most of the Piney Woods is staying below the 40 or in the 30s, I should say, for the remainder of the day. 39 in Henderson, 38 toward Carthage. A few areas in deep East Texas will be warming up into the 40s. Otherwise, we are tracking just a cold wind coming in through the rest of the day. And what that's going to do is it's going to drag in all of this cold air into the Piney Woods. And tonight it is going to be dangerously cold. So we're shifting our focus from the winter weather into the frigid temperatures that are coming tonight. Just take a look at what we are seeing. 29, that's your low overnight in Tyler. 24, excuse me, in Tyler. 24 in Jacksonville. 21 for your low in Gilmer. It is cold all across the board. Please make sure that you are staying warm. 23 in Center, and then 23 for your feels like in St. Augustine. Now it is going to feel a little bit colder because we are tracking that slight breeze remaining through the rest of the evening. Early tomorrow morning, so we're looking around sunrise. It's going to feel in the mid-20s and teens. 15 for your feels like in Sulphur Springs, 21 in Linden. Nacogdoches feeling at 23, so it is going to be bitterly cold. Now, we do have a few folks across the Piney Woods who are without power, so make sure that you are staying safe out there. We've had reports of 33,000 East Texans who have been without power. Now I have a look at some of the latest numbers here. I'm going to read them off of my screen. This was as of 10 a.m. what we were seeing. Bowie County had over 15,000 outages. Toward Cass County, a little over 5,000 power outages reported so far. Morris County, about 2,000 power outages. Titus County, a little bit more than that, around 1,700 power outages. In Lamar County, a little bit over 1,000 outages. All right, I'm getting word that our Ayanna Aird has fixed those technical issues, so I'm going to send it back over to her. Hey, Ayanna, what are you seeing in Wood County?
Hey Sarah, I'm back and I'm better. I'm out here in Wood County, over here on Lake Fork. So earlier, I feel like we've seen it all day. We had snow flurries going on. Just a second ago, we had some drizzles of rain. We saw a lot of snow pockets like on the side and the grass on the side of the street. No ice that made it too hazardous for drivers out here as far as road conditions. I'm going to switch things over to what it looks like over in Lake Fork. I talked to Jeff Williford from TxDOT, and he let me know the issues in Wood County they mainly had was on FM 513 and FM 514, and right here on Lake Fork, where last night there was pockets of ice that made it very dangerous and slippery out here for drivers, but now it looks like it is cleared up. It's actually, I would say, about 90% dry right now. It's just, of course, some wet spots out here from the rain, but it's pretty clear. We've seen a few cars kind of go over this bridge, and we're no struggling here right now. It's pretty clear. It stopped snowing about 30 minutes ago. Like I said, it was drizzling earlier, maybe 5 minutes ago, and things are looking very pretty out here. It's looking very wintry out here with the cloud cover over here on Lake Fork. Yeah, so I'm gonna switch you to the side view right now, what it's looking like over here. Again, on the sides, it's not any ice anymore like it was last night, or snow buildup over here. And yeah, I'm gonna send it over back to you for now, Sarah. Wait, before I go though, Sarah, I do have a question that I have for you, as well as I'm sure some viewers might have the same question. What is the difference between sleet and freezing rain? Because I know as far as Wood County, we saw a lot of that yesterday and a little bit of that early this morning.
Hey Ayana, thanks for asking. It looks so pretty out where you are. Beautiful lake shot that you were seeing. Now, in terms of what we're seeing for freezing rain versus snow versus sleet, it really depends on how it's coming down. For snow, that's obviously coming down as a snowflake. In terms of freezing rain, it comes down as liquid rain, but it freezes upon contact. We did get reports from the National Weather Service that was just out to the east in Shreveport, so it was pretty close. I bet our counties out to the east toward Marshall and Jefferson probably saw that as well. Now, in terms of sleet, that comes down as an ice pellet. The big difference here is where we're seeing that warm layer of air. In terms of freezing rain, we have warm air and then a little bit of cold air. For sleet, that's what you're seeing. We have cold air that's below freezing, then just a small layer of warm air, and that's what kind of gives us that ice pellet. So it's refreezing as ice before it hits the ground. This is if it is sleet. All right, I'm going on our Facebook comments, and I'm seeing some of you guys are also seeing flurries, so thank you so much for commenting. I'm seeing Tracy is reporting some flurries out toward Longview and Spring Hill. Gail is reporting some flurries in Flint. Michael is reporting that there are flurries at McDonald's. I don't know which McDonald's that is at, but thank you guys so much for showing us and telling us what you guys are seeing, because what we're seeing on radar sometimes can be just slightly different than what you guys are seeing, because we're shooting pretty far away with the radar sight, so it might shoot too high to miss those flurries. But yeah, it looks like we are seeing just these itty bitty baby pockets of flurries along I-20 toward Big Sandy. If you're out in East Winona, I bet that you can probably see a few as well. Maybe out toward Liberty City in a few minutes if this continues to hold. Oh, and it looks like we have a little one in northern Gregg County out toward Judson, heading out toward Ashland. Yeah, maybe a few flurries out there. Hopefully you guys can see them. So we did end up getting a little bit of snow along I-20 out there. Now, if you guys are heading out tonight, please make sure that you are staying warm. I'm going to show you those feel-like temperatures again, because it is going to be very cold. So our lows overnight will be in the 20s. That's going to put us at 24 in Tyler, 23 in Nacogdoches, and 24 out in Crockett. But with the wind, it is going to feel significantly colder than that. So please make sure that you are staying warm. Now, I want to take a look at the 4 Ps. So we're taking a look at people, pets, pipes, and plants. You want to make sure that you are protecting all 4 of those, because it is just so bitterly cold. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself and of your loved ones. Bundle up tonight. Please make sure that you have a warm place to stay. Bring your pets inside. It is dangerously cold. Frostbite is a real concern overnight. It's going to be too dangerous for them. I always say this when I talk about pets, but if you have any outdoor animals, so we're talking about cows, horses, pigs, chickens, whatever outdoor animals that you have, please bring them inside into a barn, or if you can blanket them, that's going to help, because like I said, it will be bitterly cold tonight. In terms of pipes freezing, that is a possibility, like I said, in the mid-20s and teens. So if you can cover your pipes, drip them, whatever your preferred method of keeping your pipes safe is, that's a good idea as well. I always like to, before we go into a really cold spell, I fill up a couple of jugs of water just in case I do end up having my pipes freeze. So I recommend doing that. And your plants, I think that most of our plants are probably knocked out at this point from all of the cold weather that we've been having. But if you have any potted plants or flowers outside that you think might still be alive and you want to try to save, I'd recommend bringing them indoors. Now, I know many of our folks across East Texas have lost power. So tonight, you need to make sure you have a warm place to sleep. There are warming centers across the area. You can try finding one of those. You can find them a list on our website. We have a list of all of the hours, and you can find one nearest you. Now, a lot of these warming centers do end up closing overnight, so please make sure that you have a warm place to go. If you have a family member or friend, that's going to be a great option for you as well. If you are going to go home and you don't have an option to get to a warm place overnight, what you can do in your home to try to keep some of that heat in is, if you have extra towels or or blankets, you can lay them in a seal kind of along the edge of your windows. I know that I did that with my windows before I left for work this morning to make sure that we could keep as much heat in as possible. A lot of times we'll have just excess cold air slipping in under the door or under the window, so that gives you an extra seal in there to try to keep the cold air out. If you are using a backup generator, make sure that you are using it cautiously. The National Weather Service recommends that you have at least 20 feet between your building and the generator itself to avoid any fire dangers. And of course, if you're using a space heater, make sure that you're using it cautiously. A lot of times we see something get lit ablaze due to a space heater that is used next to a flammable item. So just make sure that you are staying cautious. Now, like I said, there are a lot of folks without power. So if you want to see the latest power outages in your area, you can text the word power to 903-600-2600. And we do have a list of those on our website as well as school closures. So if you want to see the latest in your child's school district, there are some school districts which are still having class, some which have been delayed, and some which have been canceled altogether. If you want an update on that, like I said, we have it on our website. Otherwise, we are switching gears. It is going to be cold overnight, 30 today. We're dropping, or I should say 39 today. We're keeping in weather impact alert mode all the way through the cold weather that's coming in overnight tonight. So make sure that you, of course, are staying as warm as you possibly can. We'll steadily warm up over the next several days. I know I am looking forward to this weekend when we have the 50s coming back to the Piney Woods. Sunshine will stick with us all the way through the end of the week. Temperatures will be mainly above freezing over the next 7 days. We just have to get through, this little patch of very cold air. In the meantime, I am going to leave you guys with this nice view outside our CBS19 studio where you're still seeing those little light flurries. I hope you have a great end to your day and hope that you're staying warm. And of course, hope you enjoy those flurries. Have a great day.